Alright everybody, quick update on the CL build. It's Wednesday night. I guess it's like January 29th or 28th, something like that, who knows. But what we did tonight was we put this, the lower rack back in it. This rack right here came out of another CL. Hold on, I'm gonna pause it for a second. Hopefully that's a little bit clearer. My lens had a fingerprint on it. Yeah, you can tell the rack. we put a different one in it. Wasn't anything wrong with the other one, but now that I put this in, I went ahead and painted it so I didn't forget. If you look at that arm, you can kind of see right there how it's got an arch to it. And if you come over here and look at this one, that one's straight as an arrow. That one's got a bend right there near the rack. So that has to be replaced. The black car got totaled and it got hit right there in the front driver's side quarter panel. So this is underneath it. She's pretty clean. Got to get an exhaust put in it once everything else is done. We went ahead and put a fuel pump in the tank. So we've got a new fuel pump. We'll put a new screen on the end of it. I started sanding on the car. You can kind of see the original paint, but I started sanding on it. We're gonna end up painting it, so have a pretty cool paint scheme for the races, so hopefully we won't look too bad. Not just a plain Jane silver car with decals on it, but I'll lower it down and I'll show you what I've got going on the inside. Before I get it to the ground, check out these rotors. These are 12.6 inch rotors, whereas the stock ones over there were like 11. So now these are 12.6. These are off of the front of a Nissan Maxima, like a 08 I believe. You can also run like the Nismo model 350Z front rotors. Those are 12.8. So I went with the 12.6s just because they're a little bit smaller and a little bit less weight than 12.8 inch rotors. So we got some big gigantic calipers to go on top of those. I have to get a different set of rims to be able to fit in there. These 16s that came on this aren't large enough, so we're gonna have amazing stopping power. You can check the brake video and see the calipers that we're putting on this bad boy. Finally got the car back on the ground. Excuse me. So as you can see, engine bay, nice and empty, nice and clean. Tried to clean it up as much as I could, put some silver spray paint in there, tried to clean it up. Made it look a little bit better, in my opinion. Got the front window out. It cracked on me, so I ended up just taking a hatchet and cutting it out. So I'm gonna take the windshield out of the other car and put it in here. I've got the seat here, just chilling on the seat rack. Kind of wanted to mock it up and see what it looked like. So what we had to do is we had to change these wiring harnesses where they come through the firewall. Those were actually part of the other car, and so was this wiring harness. That was part of the other car. Now this used to be an automatic, so we had to change the brake pedal and everything that mounts to that, and we had to install a clutch pedal. So this didn't have a clutch pedal, so we had to fabricate it and get it to where it would mount through the firewall, and everything seems to be all right. There's a little height difference here, maybe half an inch between this and this, but that won't be bad. And I got the dash bar for the roll cage installed. And I also have this big massive dash bar here that came on the car. So I got it pieced together, held there, slipped over with a piece of roll bar tubing, and that way it continues on. I got it bolted through there to where if I needed to take it off, I just got to grind that little bit of weld and then take the bolts off, and I can take the dash bar back out. So this weekend what we're going to do, I have to take it to another guy's shop who has a tubing bender. We're going to take the door bars and we're going to go from that pillar back there. We're going to run it out into the door a little bit, back out and connect to to that connect to that pole there. So try to have somewhat of a NASCAR style door bar. Instead of it going straight across where it kind of interferes with your leg, we're going to try to push the tubing out into the doorway. And we're just going to leave these bars here in the door, give it a little bit of protection, but who knows? We'll see what happens. It's not that we're not good drivers, it's that everybody else out on the track is who we worry about. Up here on the top, if you're wondering, the holes that were cut, you have to cut the hole in the roof in order to weld on the top of this thing. Now don't make fun of my crude welding. Same thing done here. We haven't yet to get in there. We have to go get the stick welder and be able to get down in there with the stick welder. So next thing we got to do is do the door bars, and I've got to get a piece of sheet metal that will cover up the sunroof hole all the way back to those holes and paint it to match the car. So hopefully within the next 2 weeks the car will be painted. It will no longer be silver. It will be maybe silver, black, and red, or white, black, and red. I have not yet figured out what design I want. I've got an idea. Honda has a racing, I guess it's a Accord race car, a factory race car that they use that has a pretty cool paint scheme on it. So I'm going to probably try to copy that. I've got a fender on the other side that was a little thrashed, so there's the thrash fender in the corner, so I have the black fender off the other car, and that's what we're going to put on there. These are the struts that came off the other car. We're going to put them on, and there's both of the steering columns. We have to change the steering column out from the other car to this car because the ignition switch has to be changed. So changing the ignition switch, I said hell with that. It's just as easy to change the whole steering column. So we have new parts today. The steering setup. Let me take these out of the box. Alright, so what we have here, we have a shorty hub adapter. This gets slid right over the original steering column. The shaft on the end of it that pressed on the original steering wheel, so it is bolted and pressed on. We've got that pulled off, and that's the shorty adapter. This is the quick release hub. So this slides. I'm not really sure how to do it with one hand, but this slides right there, as you can kind of tell. So that pops off and this separates right there. So that is going to attach to that, and then you have the steering wheel, and then the steering wheel itself will screw on to these screws here. So if anybody out there is wondering, this is a 03CL, and this is the part number. If I can get it to focus. Let's see if it focuses. No, it's not wanting to focus. Let's see there. I don't know why it won't focus. Well, I'm sorry, folks. So if you can see that at all, it says SRK-130H, short hub adapter for a Civic S2000 or Prelude. Now, the quick release hub, that has a code of SRK-200BK. That's black body, black ring, one piece. And then the steering wheel, it came with the kit. I don't know if this has a part number. Maybe that's it right there. I don't know. We shall see. We shall see. Nope, that must be the part number right there, because there's nothing else on the box itself. So that's what we got. We got this steering wheel, we got that hub and that hub adapter, and we got the car. So hopefully we'll get some paint on this bad boy, and at least if it's not moving, it'll still look fast. So that's the plan. If you like my video, please subscribe and stay tuned for more. Comment below and I will try to reply. Y'all have a good one.